So a lot of creative young minds, including a lot of creative not so young minds like mine, we're here. We're very very excited, and genuinely, starting with Mukesh sir, I just want to say thank you for giving us the right casting in more than 300 films, in more than God knows how many TV shows. If the right casting wouldn't have come to us, I don't think the right stories would have come to us. So thank you. Can we please clap for Mukesh Chhabra? I don't think we understand how much it, we're like, oh my God, इसमें और किसी को expect ही नहीं कर सकते. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for inviting. Thank you, and I'm very happy that I'm doing this with Tillotama, one of my favorite actors, and everyone knows she's fantastic. So thank you, and yeah, and I think credit goes to all the talented actor because this India is full of talented people. मुझे story मिलती है and I meet a talented actor. I just have to cast them. My job is easy because India is full of talented people.
Very easy said than done, sir. It's not that easy. Yeah. If there's anybody else in Sir than Tillotama Shome or anybody else other than whoever than Tillotama in Night Manager or anything that we've seen this year, what a year it has been, Tillotama. I'm so happy and glad. Really ecstatic. I genuinely feel like this time I'm celebrating Diwali, but there's like a special diya which I'm lighting also because I'm dramatic like that. But Tillotama guys, it's just been such a pleasure, such a joyride. Does it bring you into a lot of pressure? Because everybody keeps saying, "My God, Tillotama is a great actor." So, like, how do you manage through the pressure that is created from outside, the kind of image that people have about you, and the pressure that you have within, or you are like, "I'll take every day as it comes."
So I started 22 years ago in 2000 in an independent film called Monsoon Wedding. And it was my first film. I didn't know anything about the camera, the industry. मेरे family से कोई इस इंडस्ट्री से उनको कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. और उसके बाद एक और फिल्म की मैंने एंड देन आई वेंट ऑफ टू स्टडी एंड फिनिश माई स्टडीज़. तो जब मैं बॉम्बे वापस आई, शायद 2-3 साल में एक काम मिलता था और वो फिल्म इंडिया में रिलीज़ भी नहीं होती थी. और फिर 2 साल बाद एक और काम मिला, वो भी इंडिया में रिलीज़ नहीं होती थी. तो ऐसे जब अभी 20 साल जब ऐसा होता है कि आप अपने काम पे ही ध्यान दे सकते हैं, लोग क्या कहेंगे क्योंकि लोग तो देख ही नहीं रहे हैं आपका काम. और तो यू लर्न टू actually by force. It was not like I had some great inner strength that was not affected by this. It was just how life was, the hand of cards I was dealt. So I just had to just enjoy the process of filming, the process of creating a character, and not caring the fact that in an industry setup, people are going to walk past me. They're not going to say hello to me. They are not going to speak to me because they have nothing to say to me. And that used to initially hurt. And then once I got over that because I didn't have a choice, in the last 3 years, I have had more work than I've done in those 20 years. But what those 20 years did was teach me to not care about any of this. There is no pressure. There was only a deep hunger to get work. And I have, वो जो एक शब्द है उर्दू में, एहसास कमतरी, like low self-esteem. Really learning to fight that. And but when you do that for 20 years, now it's a solid foundation. अब एक फ्लोर बना है, ठीक है, सेकंड फ्लोर बना है, ठीक है, मतलब there's a storm, it's not going to topple because you have waited for so long. वो सब ज़मीन के अंदर है, दिखता नहीं है, पर you give time, there is that. So I'm very grateful. I'm getting a lot of work now, and I know it can change. If people feel कि नहीं यार तिलोत्तमा को बहुत ज़्यादा exposure हो गया है,
No,
उसको काम नहीं देंगे.
नहीं हो सकता ऐसा. Don't say that.
अच्छा.
Because I think the good actor will always get work, and I think वो actor retire. अब जैसे actor को तो lifelong काम करना है. Don't say that. And we are there. That is why we are there. We are here because of all of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you to both of them. Tillotama, I think that was a fantastic answer. Mukesh sir, how much do you genuinely, सर पे हाथ रख के, गीता समझ लो खुद को, सर पे हाथ रख कर, how much do you really enjoy casting?
I love my mom and dad. I just lost my mother. Equal to my mom and dad, I love casting. That is why I can survive for 19 years without losing a person. Yeah, because I think I also directed a film called Dil Bechara. I also run a theatre festival. I also write. I do many things. But casting is my first love. I think I always say my dad कि यार मैं आपको casting को बराबर प्यार करता हूँ. So I think that now you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does your casting process sort of change depending on stars versus non-stars, stars versus actors?
नहीं, casting also depend on the director. And if I'm working with Anurag or Ansel Mehta, Anubhav Sinha or Vishal Bhardwaj or Raj and DK, my process will be a little difficult or different. It truly depends director to director, script to script. And I think the star system, I really don't believe in star. For me, everyone is a star. जो भी film का हिस्सा है, वो star ही है. I think अगर great ensemble cast नहीं है, तो Gangs of Wasseypur कभी होएगा नहीं. काय पोचे कभी होगा ना, Family Man होगा ना, Delhi Crime होएगा ना, Secret Game होएगा. तो जितने भी shows मैंने किए हैं, I think all because of great actors. I think stars तो मुझे लगता नहीं वो system पे अब अभी उसके अंदर है. We are actually, I'm glad we're in this era जहाँ पे सिर्फ actors चलते हैं, stars नहीं.
That's pretty much true. Tillotama, as with that answer, I genuinely feel कि that's not just how you deal with pressure. That's also how you deal with life, and I think that is very, very eye-opening. You're opening. It also brings us closer to an ideal that we have, not just like a star or an actor, as a person that we'd like to follow. Do you know there are so many people who sort of keep everything that you're doing since the past years and otherwise in mind, in their heart? Do you consider yourself to be as big as the actors and the stars in the country, or that sort of does not exist?
Like I said, I'm very used to not being noticed,
Yeah.
and being noticed is a very new thing. And initially, when people would notice me after Night Manager, and I was with my family, and someone came and said, "Can they take a photograph?" I was a bit like, "But I'm talking to my mother, you know," and so thoda like upset. Yeah, okay, sure. I took a photo, and then when I came back, my mother said, "That's horrible what you did." I said, "What did I do?" She said, "You sounded so ungrateful." And I said, "But this is my time with you. I don't know how long I have my parents for. They've gone through hell in the last 4 years." She said, "But this long journey as an actor, this opportunities that you're getting now, and that the audience are able to see your work, and as an appreciation they want a photograph, please be more gracious." And then I was like, "Okay, you're right, you're absolutely right." And so now I do know that I get more recognized. But you know, it's just a few 1-2 years, but in my head it's still those 20 years. So I'm grateful is what I can say, but it hasn't changed. I still go and buy my own sabzi. I still don't like. I still do what I do basically. इतना कुछ बदला नहीं है. But yes, काम है, and I'm getting paid better, and I get to get parts without having to audition for it, which is also a very huge change, because I feel like, oh my God, if you audition, then you would know if I can do it or not. But if you don't want to, then you really feel like you have to really repay that trust. So these are some changes.
Is that a tougher process? Do you miss auditions?
I can't say I miss auditions, because I hated exams even through school. I have massive performance anxiety, and I don't like being tested. You know, if there was an open book system, I think I would have, because I know my brain can process things in a certain way. But if you ask me to just perform because I need to prove myself, it's not necessarily my best. You know, it'll be an odd day in which, like, I've always very often come back from an audition and been like, I was so tensed that when I came out of the audition, it's like my whole body slumped, you know. And I wish I had greater ease. It's harder. There's some auditions where you're like, anyway, I'm not going to get it. Let's go and do whatever. And then you get
a fun time.
Yeah, and then you get it.
No, but I've always noticed during Delhi Crime and also Night Marriage, you were very fantastic in audition, I must say. After that, now, thank God your last audition was Delhi. Now, Night Manager, after they stop auditioning. So thank you for auditioning for me.
I haven't stopped auditioning. That's not at all what I'm saying. If a director feels they want to audition me, please go ahead. Please be sure that you want me. Because if you don't want me, this is a two-way street. I don't want you either. You know, it's got to be, it's like marriage, it's like a marriage, right? It's got to be mutual. So because we are going to make mistakes, we are going to fail, there will be moments, and then if you always had that thing, oh, I really didn't want her, it's going to come through. I don't want to be in a room where I'm not wanted. I'm very happy gardening in my house, spending time with my mad parents and my husband. I'm very happy doing that. If I'm going to leave them and my loved ones and come, I want to be in a room where I'm wanted, where I want. So, but the work that has come, the directors have not wanted to audition. It's not like I said, I'm not going to audition. No, not at all. Like, no, if you have any doubt, please do. You know, it's better you decide this rather than on set have doubts about me, because that's a horrible feeling.
True,
Yeah.
true. And also I must say that बहुत सारे director audition इसलिए भी मांगते हैं because they don't really judge your acting talent. They want to just see the character कि जो script के अंदर है. तो I always say that a lot of filmmakers जिनके साथ I've been working, they said कि this actor is fantastic, but I want to visualize the way I've written the character. So that is why sometimes you have to request people to also audition. It's a very important process, and most of the people nowadays audition. पहले होता था कि why we auditioning. I think people like you who understand the craft and they really don't mind auditioning because they also want director to be sure कि मैं ये इस actor को cast कर रहा हूँ और she is working with me. Either we should mutually agree कि yes, you are my character. Not about, because I always say that acting सब 19 भी चलेगा, character correct cast होना चाहिए. हमेशा ये लगता है कि कैरेक्टर सही कास्ट होना चाहिए. तो मुझे हमेशा लगा वासीपुर में भी देखो, द मोस्ट ऑफ द एक्टर्स यू सी 80% ऑफ नॉन एक्टर और फर्स्ट टाइम एक्टिंग, बट द कास्टिंग वाज सो राइट, दे लुक द पार्ट.
Right. Mukesh sir, you have worked with the likes of acting institutions जिनको कहते हैं, नवाज सर हैं, मनोज सर हैं, द लेट इरफान सर हैं, जैसे जिन्हें हम हर रोज मिस करते हैं इन वन वे और द अदर. उन तीनों के बीच में अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि what are the biggest differences and what are the biggest similarities, what would you say?
तीनों एक्टिंग से बहुत प्यार करते हैं, अपने से ज़्यादा एक्टिंग से प्यार करते हैं वो लोग तीनों. अगर आई वर्क विद इरफान भाई, ऑफ कोर्स मनोज भाई, मैंने वर्क को नवाज भाई का इतने साल थे, तीनों अब इरफान भाई के साथ देखोगे वो इतना प्यार करते थे एक्टिंग के साथ, मतलब ही एंड ऑल्सो यू ऑल्सो वर्क विद हिम, यू नो. एंड मनोज भाई ऑल्सो इज स्टिल at it every day, is exploring his talent, every day is exploring his character, film by film, every day finding a new guy. And Nawaz bhai same, he loved acting, he doesn't really care about other people or a Bollywood star, he just want to act. ये तीनों के अंदर सिमिलैरिटी है. अगर एक एक करके पूछोगे, मनोज भाई लाइक टू कम्पीट विद हिम ओन सेल्फ कि मैंने ये पहले कर दिया, मैं नेक्स्ट क्या कर सकता हूँ. ही ऑलवेज कीप फाइंडिंग कि अभी मैंने ये अलीगढ़ में किया है, या फैमिली मैन में किया है, या शूल में किया है, या मैंने ये अभी बंदा में किया है, मैं अपने आप के साथ कैसे चैलेंज कर सकता हूँ. ही लव डूइंग दैट. एंड नवाज भाई का ये रहता है कि मैं किस तरह की फिल्मों को चुनूँ कि लोग मुझे हमेशा ये नहीं सोचे कि मैं साइड रोल करता हूँ. ही इज़ वेरी पर्टिकुलर अबाउट कि चूज द फिल्म जिसमें ही शुड, लेकिन मेरे ऊपर फिल्म है. दैट्स अ ग्रेट थिंग अबाउट कि वो बहुत, वो एज एन एक्टर की तरह ही ऑल्सो थिंक लाइक अ स्टार. इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग. आई ऑल्सो डोंट माइंड कि वो ऐसा सोचते हैं. और इरफान भाई के बारे में क्या बोलूँ, वो तो मतलब कंप्लीट स्टार एक्टर है. ऑलवेज से दैट उनकी जो क्वालिटी थी कि वो किस तरह के सीन को सोचते थे, देखते थे, जो कोई नॉर्मल एक्टर वैसे नहीं सोचेगा. उनका हमेशा एक टेक अलग से ही होता था, उनके परफॉर्मेंस करने का स्टाइल. बिकॉज आई ऑल्सो सीन हिम फ्रॉम व्हेन आई वाज आल्सो इन 9th or 10th. I've spent at least 25 years with him. I think बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग तरीके से वो सीन को लिखते थे, समझते थे, जो शायद कोई और एक्टर नहीं करता था. उनका और तिग्मांशु दूल्हे का जो कॉम्बिनेशन था, इफ यू सी हासिल में ना, फर्स्ट टाइम मैंने कि माय गॉड दिस मैन, एंड देन पान सिंह तोमर, जिस तरह के वो सीन को डिसाइड करते थे, वो कोई एक्टर नहीं करता था. एंड you work with him, you know how it is. Kissa mein I think you're with him.
Thank you so much. We're going to open the questions from the audience as well, and that'll be fantastic. But before that, I'm just going to throw all the work that you've done in 2023 and anything that's memorable for you. The toughest day, the easiest day, the funnest day. If you could just share with us the memories that you have. Tootpari.
For a girl who primarily knows only Bengali and English, having to play a character where I had to learn Urdu and Kathak was the funnest thing and the most traumatic thing at the same time. But I was very glad that Pratim is mad enough to cast someone who neither knows Urdu nor knows Kathak. But when someone has that kind of trust, then you want to deliver, na?
Yeah. And I think it delivered very nicely also. I enjoyed all the parts. You by now know that I'm a big fan.
Thank you so much.
Obviously, every time I close my eyes and open Tillotama Shome instead of hearts. Okay, night manager.
Really had fun bringing this woman to life. You know, I like I would get up in the middle of the night while preparing and think that in a scene when even if I'm on the phone, it's a phone cut. What is the action that I'm doing? What does my coffee machine look like? Because when I'm on the phone with Sarang, when the coffee machine, I should know from the sound of the coffee machine whether he has put the plug in the correct setting or not. So these things, and I would then send these notes to my director Priyanka and Sandeep, and in the next draft of the script it would be there. So it really got to flesh out something, and like live with something for that long and be able to build something. That was really fun. And then Sri Lanka, we shot in Sri Lanka. It was great. Great food, the beach, amazing.
The roles where you were really heavily pregnant, they must be tough. Because you're sweating, तो मतलब वो दुख
मुझे ना प्रेगनेंसी की एक्टिंग कर करके इतना मन भर गया कि आई नेवर वांट टू बी प्रेग्नेंट फॉर श्योर, बिकॉज मुझे लगा कि जो तजुर्बा बोलते कि ये है मतलब फॉर अ वुमन टू फील लाइक अ रियल वुमन, आई डोंट बिलीव इन एनी ऑफ दिस, बट या योर लोअर बैक हर्ट्स अ लॉट एंड इट वाज क्वाइट लवली एक्टिंग एंड हैविंग डन दैट आई एम लाइक ओके, वो जो क्यूरियोसिटी अगर कुछ होता था वो अब खत्म हो गया है. So it was fun doing it, but what I liked about the show is that they didn't underline her pregnancy. That oh bichari औरत pregnant है, हर scene में every time she's pregnant, somebody making a comment on it or she wanting to sit down or always holding. They didn't want to underline that because there are many women in our country who give birth to a child and go to work, and who are pregnant and are going to work. So कोई मतलब सब बेचारी नहीं है वो. This is let's not essentialize this motherhood as something, so I like that about the show.
Love stories too.
Arey yaar, it was one of the I mean, I love Konkona as a friend, but also I'm very, very attracted to the way her mind works, and I think she sees me in a way that very few people do. She has cast me in. She thinks I'm sexy, and I think she's very sexy. But most people don't, see me like that. So I think it's a girlfriend thing, And then she also gave me a part which is technically was very complex, because there were certain shots which were very technical, and there were two kind of acting performance styles. One was slightly over the top and comic, which had to feel like a Tom and Jerry का जो एक chase वाला जो होता है एक feeling, and the other one was hyper realistic. And it was really nice to go in the same film from one style to another style and to explore that. And I really felt with Love Stories, because the topic is such that you're playing a voyeur, right, which can be socially judged. But when you play a woman without judging your character, when as an actor you don't judge your character, it's really nice how the audience never judged us, any of us, And that for me was a big takeaway, that the world can say what they will, that isme to bahut trolling hogi because of the subject matter, but if you have approached the character without any judgment, I don't think the audience can judge it, And I think Love Stories for me was I got only love. I didn't get any hate for doing it,
I think it was sensational. I think it was fantastic. What we're going to do right now is clap for Tillotama and Mukesh. While I camouflage my coughing sound under the claps, and because I deserve it, also open this forum for questions for both Mukesh sir and yes.
Hello ma'am, hello sir. First of all, grateful to be here. I am Manastu Amar, an acting student in Whistling Woods. So sir, my question is for you. Sir, my question is for you as an acting student is this. Like, there are actors who look like the characters, like who fit the part for a specific character, for a particular character. And then there are actors who are extremely talented to play that character, but they don't necessarily look the part. But then there are also actors who are both, and then there is also the studio system, there is also the star system. As a casting director, how do you balance these things out that are obviously contradicting each other?
वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग सवाल है मस्ट है आई टेल यू बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जो जो मेरा एक्टर है अगर मेरा कैरेक्टर दिखता है आई विल फर्स्ट कास्ट द पर्सन टू बी ऑनेस्ट बिकॉज आई ऑलवेज से कि अगर आपका कैरेक्टर सही कास्ट हो गया है तो 80% जॉब इज डन एंड देर आर मैनी टैलेंटेड एक्टर आई नो कि उनको काम कराएंगे तो दे कैन ऑल्सो प्ले दैट कैरेक्टर बट आई वॉन्ट टू सेव टाइम जो मेरा कैरेक्टर सामने है उसको मैं ज़्यादा कास्ट करूँगा तो बेटर फॉर मी टू कास्ट एंड ऑल्सो द काइंड ऑफ फिल्म और शोज इट डिपेंडिंग ऑन प्रोड्यूसर के साथ काम कर रहे हो जब मैं OTT में काम करता हूँ I just need to care. I only care about character. I don't really care about actors. Okay. And when you work for films, of course you balance. We need a established actor. Okay, we need a Kumud Mishra or maybe Tillotama or maybe Jaideep or Vijay Verma. Then you have to choose कि इसमें Vijay Verma और Jaideep correct fit होते हैं कि नहीं, both for commercially or for the part and for the producer or for the film. So there's too much calculation in every casting. ऐसे नहीं होता है. So you think a lot before casting an actor.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, yes, you.
Hi sir, hi ma'am. My name is Udit Segal. I'm also from Whistling Woods BA Acting Semester 1. So sir, मेरा ये एक मैं बहुत टाइम से पजल हूँ इस चीज़ में कि एक्टर्स जितना मर्जी अच्छा हो लेकिन अगर स्टोरी में दम नहीं है तो एक्टर कभी लाइक मैं इसलिए बात कर रहा हूँ जैसे फॉर शुरुआत फर्स्ट मूवी अगर एक्टर में जितना मर्जी दम है लेकिन अगर स्टोरी में दम नहीं है तो एक्टर उतना ज़्यादा नहीं निखर पाएगा. एंड ऑन दी अदर साइड इस स्टोरी में इतना दम है और एक्टर इतना अच्छा नहीं है लेकिन फिर भी एक्टर चढ़ जाएगा. तो आप प्लीज इस चीज पे थोड़ा आप मुझे समझा सकते हैं कि क्या है क्या इस
पहले आप समझाओ मुझे कि what exactly is the question? Is it question about the good story and the bad actor?
या ये टू स्टेटमेंट्स हैं.
मैं आपको पहले का सवाल जितना मुझे सवाल समझ में आया है कि अगर स्क्रिप्ट अच्छी नहीं है और एक्टर उसके अंदर काम कर रहा है हम लोग इतने समझदार तो हैं कि हम एक्टर का काम तो समझ सकते हैं कि कहानी अच्छी नहीं है फिल्म अच्छी नहीं बनी है लेकिन एक्टर बहुत अच्छा है इसको साइड में रख लें तो एक्टर कभी भी वेस्ट नहीं होता. तो डोंट जज द एक्टर बाय द स्क्रिप्ट और डायरेक्टर.
ओके ओके
हमने ये अब इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज इतने साल एक्सपीरियंस हो गया टू डील विद सो मेनी एक्टर्स सो वी गेट टू नो कि यार इस फिल्म में अंदर एक्टर बहुत अच्छा था स्टोरी वाज रियली वीक और डायरेक्शन वाज रियली वीक बट लेट्स कास्ट दिस एक्टर नेक्स्ट टाइम. तो डोंट वरी अबाउट एक्टर हमेशा विल शाइन और एंड गुड एक्टर विल ऑलवेज शाइन इन अ बैड स्क्रिप्ट और इन बैड डायरेक्शन आल्सो. So don't worry.
थैंक यू सो मच.
I have something to say though. I feel you can be efficient as an actor. मतलब एक basic you can achieve. But if you want to really fly, if you want to do something that really surprised you, that was something that made you come out of your skin, then you need great writing. Without great writing, we are nothing. I don't mean like, well, of course, what Mukesh said is absolutely right, but for something to be feel exceptional, feel something that was, it made an impact. It's something I'm feeling. It's difficult to forget. For that extra, if it's not in the writing, I don't think it can come.
तो आपका फर्स्ट पार्ट I've answered, second she answered. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We have two more questions. One person already has a mic over there. I'm just quickly going to go with her, then come to you, and then come to you so that everybody's happy. Yes, ma'am. Can you please tell your name?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. My name is Gungun, and I have a question for both of you, but I would talk to you, sir, first. Since you are a casting director or director, and you're also into theaters, like Khidkiya is just gonna come up in a few days, right?
It's already happening.
It's already happening, okay,
Please
yeah.
come and watch
So-
at the Free Theatre Festival for actors. Please come.
Yeah, so I just want to ask you, like, what is your aim at the moment? Like, what are you thriving for right now? And what are you thriving for more? Since you're already into three things and, like, you're multitasking at the moment.
I'm not multitasking. मैं from NSD days I'm only theatre कर रहा हूँ, casting का मैं वो सब लगातार. I also want to cast as many people I can. I want to open more offices because I realize that not all of them can move to Bombay. I can open small offices in all the small cities. क्योंकि बहुत से reasons होते हैं emotionally, financially, practical. Not everyone can move to Bombay. So I can open small offices. That's why when I'm opening in Chandigarh, Bhopal, Lucknow, already have in Delhi. Now I'm going to expand this so that I can cast maximum amount of actor from there.
Okay.
That's my
Thank
aim.
you.
And about Khidke Theatre Festival, I do Khidke because it's a free theatre festival. I realize बहुत सारे एक्टर बॉम्बे में जिनके पास कुछ काम नहीं होता, दे डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू, सो आई स्टार्टेड अ थिएटर फेस्टिवल सो दे कैन कीप मेंटली बिजी, दे कैन कीप रिहर्सल, क्योंकि थिएटर से बड़ा मीडियम कुछ नहीं होता है। जब तक आपको फिल्मों में काम नहीं मिलता, थिएटर करते रहना चाहिए, उसकी ग्रोथ आपकी ज़्यादा होती है। इट्स अ फ्री थिएटर फेस्टिवल जो मुझे अभी बॉम्बे में किया है, नेक्स्ट ईयर हैपनिंग इन दिल्ली, देन लखनऊ एंड देन चंडीगढ़। आई एम गोना ट्रैवल विद द थिएटर फेस्टिवल आल्सो, दैट्स माय एम।
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, sir. Hi, ma'am. I'm Nija Nakwa from Whistling Woods as well. I'm an acting student. Ma'am, I had a question for you. Like you mentioned that you are really tired of being casted in this specific role of being a pregnant woman. In terms of like typecasting specifically, like when you're being casted for roles which specifically run around a specific strong emotion, or you're being casted for roles that lead towards a similar emotion at all times. What do you really do to break that cycle in terms of exploring more than just a specific strong emotion at all times? Like, for example, when I've done a couple of plays or short films in college, I've realized that I've been casted in roles that require me to have this sort of emotional or an angry or like a psychotic kind of, character. And for me to explore more, I really want to break that cycle where I'm not being just casted into that. So what do you really do in those terms?
My struggle really wasn't that I was getting typecast. My struggle was that I wasn't getting as much work. As far as getting typecast, if there was typecasting, it was because I played a maid in Monsoon Wedding. I kept getting parts from a certain social class. But now, if you think about it, let's say you keep getting cast as a doctor. Are two doctors the same? They don't walk the same. They don't listen to the same kind of music. They don't have the same idiosyncrasies. Build a character from scratch. Then it doesn't matter whether the character is dramatic or comic or emotional or of a certain profession or of a certain class. If you have not already decided what type she is, instead you discover her bit by bit and keep surprising yourself to the point don't fix anything. When you go on set, suddenly you will see ki, my God, all the walls are white. Or my co-actor is wearing this really bright color. So I can react off that color. There's just so much you can do that there is only one window in the room. Should I stand next to the window so I can jump out in case I need to? Should I stand next to the door? There is so much you have to decide once you're there and let the play happen, and that is going to be different for no matter what anyone is trying to typecast you. If kuch agar ek part chal gayi, it became big, then it's very normal for people to think, she can do this. And you may get cast again for something similar, but you make it not similar. Because those two women are not the same. People may think they're the same. Because people often think all maids must be the same. Every domestic worker who works in a house. But Alice was very different from Ratna. So you make her different. You give her the dignity that the others are not giving. Dignify her, make her something, Not all women are psychotic in the same way. People break down and have psychotic breakdowns in very, very different ways. Some in silence, some with, screams and shouts and are loud. So, yeah.
I just want to add to a very different take to this. When a lot of actors keep asking me, मुझे typecast नहीं होना है. मैं बोला पहले cast तो हो जा बेटा. Typecast के तो बाद में बात करेंगे. So I think आपको भी अगर continually 2-3 बार आपको cast कर, you should be thankful that you're getting work. There are a lot of people who want to typecast also कि काम तो मिले. You should be thankful to people like कि उनको काम मिल रहा है. पहले cast हो जाओ. उस typecast के बारे में सोचना बाद में जब आपका वक्त आएगा.
Thank you so much.
We have one last question. We're going to wrap it up. Yes. We're going to get to you for sure. Also, with the typecasting thing and the stuff that you mentioned about playing a maid, a house help. Yeah, every character that you've done, it was definitely different from, because the room, their reactions. It was just phenomenal to see. And then, of course, I mean, we saw all your interviews where there was so much talk about finally I'm doing something different. So that probably was refreshing for you. Not so much. I mean, we were having fun and we were enjoying every performance. Yeah, sorry, yes.
Hello, Mukesh sir. Hello, Tillotama ma'am. And thanks to you for allowing me to ask question. I am Shaheen from Film Academy of Cinematic Excellence and I've learned acting. I have a question for Mukesh sir, but before that, I just want to compliment Tillotama ma'am for such a lovely, wonderful, brave work in Love Stories. I've loved it. Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a brave performance. It's such an inspiration for all of us. Mukesh sir, it is absolutely a pleasure to stand in front of you and getting an opportunity to ask questions from you because since childhood we are hearing your name and we know how you have made so
I
many.
started in 1963.
So, sir, as an acting student who has learned acting, I want to take an opportunity to get guidance from you, like top 3 tips you would want to give from your end to an actor before they come for an audition. What is a big no-no for you when an actor comes for an audition that should absolutely not there in an audition tape?
Okay, I'll tell you, for me, 3 things work. First, your energy, honesty. I really believe in that honesty because a lot of people keep hiding their age. And वो मुझे लगता है कि just be honest. Because आपकी एज आपके अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ लाइफ बताती है. सो कभी भी नेवर हाइड योर एज. जो आपको बताया जाता है ना क्या है. तो जस्ट बी ऑनेस्ट. सेकंड थिंग, डोंट ट्राई टू इम्प्रेस अ डायरेक्टर और अ कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर और अ प्रोड्यूसर. जस्ट बी यू. अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल गेट हाइपर एंड दे ट्राई टू नो अपने आप. जस्ट बी यू. दैट्स वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड हमेशा मैं बोलता हूँ कि कोई भी एक्टर किसी भी ऑडिशन में 100% कास्ट नहीं दे सकता एज एन टैलेंट. वो 2% करेगा. वी जस्ट वांट टू सी कि ये सही डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है, इसकी थिंकिंग करेक्ट है कि नहीं है. जस्ट बी ऑनेस्ट. जितना ऑनेस्ट रहोगे उतना हम लोग समझ में आ जाएगा. बिकॉज वी डेल्ट विद सो मेनी एक्टर. जस्ट बी ऑनेस्ट एंड जस्ट बी रियल एंड डोंट ट्राई टू हाइड योर एज. जस्ट बी रियल.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Unfortunately, we can't take many more questions because of lack of time. But there are 2 questions that
ही कब से
yeah.
पर
अभी
नहीं कर
फिर
सकते. सॉरी यार.
Now I'm going to be the bad person. Huh? I'll be the bitch. अगर मैं कहूँ कि अच्छा हाँ समय नहीं है हमारे पास में.
Okay, just
पर
one.
तुम तो कहोगे ही. तो चलो कहो.
Okay, so yeah, I just have one question for you, ma'am. So as an actor, how do you think any filmmaker can make you comfortable for the roles that have any kind of sex or sexual activity involved? Because as an actor, it is quite like I am right now working on a short film, and it is very difficult for me to ask my actor to do such things.
Intimate scenes?
Yeah, intimate scenes. So how as a director should, or maybe how as an actor would you like us to approach you?
As a culture, there are cultures which are very free in expressing are very physical in their expression of love, affection, lust. And ours is more, it's something which is private, right? It's not like you'll find people kissing or making out on the roads here, right? So when it comes to expressing intimacy on screen, there is an awkward that comes in. And one is, if your script doesn't demand it, your actor is going to smell it, and they're going to find reasons and ways of either not doing the project, because if it feels just for titillation, the actor is going to look through it. If it is something that is absolutely essential to the film, for instance, in Lust Stories, right? The film is exploring lust, and the film is a certain gaze on female desire, which required Amruta's character to have sex with her partner and my character to masturbate. Now, in this, the script was so essential to the script that there was no way either of us expressed any discomfort. Second, because Konkana is an actor herself and has dealt with this discomfort herself, she was very sensitive about it. And how are you sensitive? One, please don't keep asking your actor, are you okay? Okay, because we are okay. Please do your job, let us do our job. We are professionals. This is a professional setting. What are certain things? Like I'll tell you in one film, Kissa, with, which Mukesh was mentioning, in that there was a scene where I was nude. And the focus puller, and I have to tell my father that what do I do about these breasts? You wanted me to become a son, but what do? I have to point at my breast. And Irfan was so feeling shy also that he had known me, and I saw how the focus puller took focus. He didn't even make eye contact. You know, so I think, and even in Love Stories, Coco, the way she had instructed the crew of what language to use on set, where to look, where to not look. What does a closed set look like? It doesn't mean there's a monitor outside and everyone can get a look. You know, how does a dynamic of a closed set look like? What is a storyboarding of each shot? How many shots are we going to take of this particular scene? Working with the DOP and the director, they break this down into an extremely technical thing where just sometimes a shot could be just two people's arms together in a hyper ECU, you know. It looks like, I mean, or two people's faces pressed together, you know, or someone's just earlobe or their neck. And it can create such a sense of sensuality without your actor actually having to do much. You know, so I think this kind of storyboarding, when the director is very clear with the DOP, what is the nature of the lighting, the shots, and then when they come to an actor, they will explain exactly this is how we are going to do it. Now, out of this, what is your comfort zone and what is not your comfort zone? And if something the actor says is like, I remember telling Anoop that, can I not take out my chemise? You know, because I'm feeling so shy. And he heard me, but I said, but Anoop, I know I have to do it. For this film, it won't make sense. You know, how do I get there? You know, and I saw he kept these women ADs around me and Rasika. After every take, those 5 women would just come around me like a blanket, you know, and just surround me. Even the male crew members, not once did they make eye contact with me. If the focus was my breast, they went straight for the breast and they came back and put it back. The cameraman, no chit chat after, like saying, "Theek ho na, theek ho na." Don't create it's just like any other scene. Any other scene. It's just that if you haven't storyboarded it, and then you don't need an intimacy coach. You know, if that kind of communication exists between the actor, the director, and the DOP and the entire crew. So Coco had absolutely instructed the entire crew on even how to, like, आज हम वो वाला scene करेंगे ना? नहीं, not वो वाला scene. Scene number क्या है? वो, just say it. You know, don't tiptoe around it. Don't make some big deal out of it. And be professional. You know, do you need, is there your, like, I never even heard of the word a cock sock. If that's completely, like, you know, if that's something you need to hide the genitals, what is it that the actor, are you going to wear a diaper? So, you know, how is the motion? What is the camera motion? Be absolutely clinical, because the more clinical you are, you will put your actors more at ease. And when all the technicalities are there, we can just focus on the performance. Because it's not about the sex at the end of it or intimacy, just, you know. It's about the feeling. I don't know if it answers, but I haven't done too much. But
Thank you. I think it was pretty extensive as the answer. Thank you for asking the question as well. Quickly, before we wrap this entire thing up, I want to ask both of you this question. Do you think you're in total control of life? High pressure situations. You've got it sorted.
I'm more in control of myself before COVID and after my mother's cancer, which coincided. I think when you deal with the eventuality of death, and when death becomes something that you don't just put away, but you have to confront every day, it gives you a sense of humor to be able to deal with crisis. I think I have to say that there was a life for me, kind of life where I could easily get humiliated. I could easily be made to feel small before my mother's cancer, and seeing the dignity and the strength with which she fought and is continuing to fight, I have to say that I haven't reached anywhere close to where I would like to be or be like my mother. But there is far more equanimity now than before because of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Mukesh, sir, the same question applies for you. How do you have high pressure situations under control?
Honestly, I'm right now dealing with my. I'm still grieving. I just lost my mother 5 months ago, so I don't know how to still deal with it. I'm काम कर रहा हूँ, but when I'm alone, I'm very low and very sad. and would like to use depressed because I think the words are very different. So I'm very sad. That's the reason I keep doing something कि मैं अपने आप को कितना busy रख सकता हूँ. But I know internally that suddenly I feel different. There are no women at home, only me and my dad, and he's also dealing, and I'm also dealing, and we're still working. So yeah, I'm right now. I'm not in my control, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Wish you all the strength. Another question. Fame often comes with a loss of privacy. Like you mentioned about the incident when you went for dinner with your mother. How do you balance total control over that and your personal boundaries?
Actually, I honestly don't. मुझे पता है कि जहाँ पर मैं हूँ, somebody will take that place. So I don't take success seriously, honestly. I just think कि जब तक मेरे लिए success होती है कि I want to work every day. I go to work. That is success for me. अब लोग फोटो खींचे या नहीं खींचे या मुझसे मिले या नहीं मिले, I don't think. I just want to go to work every day. That is success for me. I just want to maintain that for the rest of my life. That's very important for me. This is what I've learned from all my seniors. कि they just go to work every day. And अच्छा लगता है कि people recognize you and they trust you. They look at you कि ये आदमी कुछ कर सकता है. तो वो feeling अच्छी होती है. But बहुत जल्दी पे तो casting position ऐसी ना, बहुत जल्दी you can get into your head. So I always make sure that कि मैं ज़मीन पे रहूँ, वो बहुत important होता है. A lot of attention you get. तो I always prefer कि ये मुझे पता है temporary है, कोई और जगह को ले लेगा. That's very important.
Thank you. Tillotama, the same question for you. I'll repeat it. Fame often comes with a loss of privacy. How do you balance total control here?
I'm not that famous and I have not lost my privacy. I have a wonderful personal life and I'm also lucky to get work. So I'm...
Two absolutely loved people behind the camera, in front of the camera, on celluloid and otherwise, and on this stage. And thank you so much for extending a part of you today. A very special, a very intimate, a very intellectual, yet very real part. So genuinely, for taking out the time, Mukesh sir and Tillotama, and for giving us so much in terms of how we deal with our life as well. You have no idea. Can you please have a huge round of applause for both of them? And sort of applause se kaam nahi chalega, of course. We've got a specially curated hamper for both of them. One is coming for Mukesh sir right now, which is thanks to Special Choice. Can we keep clapping till the special choice comes to the special person? And can we also have the specially curated hamper for Tillotama? Because hai fangirl moment hai. So Skull Candy, Smoor and Satvik ki taraf se lots of hampers coming in. We have some plaques as well. Mukesh sir, we've got a plaque for you and for Tillotama both. Definitely a very, very intellectual and fun time. So can we clap one more time for Tillotama and for Mukesh sir? Thank you so much.